Chapter 10, Reunion. You're hastily packing for your impromptu trip to Colorado, your nerves buzzing. Asher, Lupe, and Cal sit around your room, offering words of support. Don't worry too much, Tal. We'll find a way to fix this. And if you don't, Alpha Tau's in trouble because of me. The other packs think I'm a snitch. They don't even know you like we do. We will prove them wrong. Yeah, once they know the facts of the situation, they'll have to listen. Thanks. Your support means everything. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have any of you on my side. Lucky for you, you'll never have to find out. Your thoughts swim with a muddle of emotions. You try to focus on the simple act of packing your bag. Channing said it was going to be cold, but I have no idea what to wear. Colorado this time of year is cold. You'll want to bundle up. Especially since you're not wolf-blooded yet. Cal rifles through your closet, puts together an ensemble out of your warmest clothes. This should work. You'll stay warm and look cute. If the doctor thing doesn't work out, you might have a future in the personal styling. We won't know until you try it on. You'll have an easier time facing the other packs if you're not shivering in your boots. Girls and their choices for cold weather confuse me. Wearing a skirt, but all that over it. You put on the outfit and show it off to your friends. Cal grins broadly. Okay, you were right. I could have a very lucrative side gig on as a stylist. You look sharp, Tal, and cozy. Now I won't need Channing's body heat to stay warm. But you look so adorable. I bet he'll want to offer it anyway. You give yourself a final look in the mirror, shoulder your back, and steel your nerves. You got this, Tal. Your pack is counting on you to clear their name. And yours. The bus ride to Colorado was long, tense. You pick a window seat, and the other Alpha Tau seem to know you want space. The closer we get, the more nervous I am. What's waiting for us in Colorado? Despite your anxiety, your eyelids feel heavy. Before long, you're drifting off to sleep. A firm hand on your shoulder suddenly jolts you awake. Tal. Confused, you look around. The bus is empty, and you're at a highway rest stop. How long was I out? A while. Everyone went to get food. I woke you up to see if, I'm not hungry. You turn away from him and stare out the window. He sighs and sits down beside you. I'm glad you dressed for the weather. Wouldn't want my favorite recruit turning into a popsicle. He runs his fingertips along the edge of your coat. How is it that you're more adorable with all these layers on? You smile slightly at his praise, but it falters quickly as your nerves begin to churn. Hey, talk to me. I know the summit is a lot of pressure. It's not just the summit. Earlier in the woods, the things you said about us. I heard you. You're afraid to let people in because of what happened to your parents. But if you're so afraid, then won't you always be alone? He sighs quietly, casts his gaze to the floor. I resigned myself to a life of a lone wolf a long time ago. Is that what you want? Is that the way you want to live? Finally meet your gaze, and his eyes are full of aching sadness. What I want doesn't matter. What matters is that I don't hurt you or myself. His words do nothing to make you feel better. You let your forehead rest against the window, fighting back tears. Go eat. I need to sleep more, I think. He doesn't say anything to protest, but stays sitting beside you until you fall back into an uneasy slumber. Because he's not going to eat if a member of his pack doesn't eat. The next morning, your bus pulls into a parking lot outside a snow-covered ski lodge high in the mountains of Colorado. Dozens of other buses are already there, and you see alphas from all the other countries stretching their legs and greeting friends. Wow, I didn't know there were so many chapters, and everyone seems to know each other. Is it because they're all legacies? Most of them are, yeah. Or, more from families with a werewolf somewhere in their bloodline. Yeah, they're kinda rare, Tal. You've clearly got some wolf in you, but no one knows where it's from. I get the feeling that's not such a good thing right now. I think it is. The packs need new blood to keep things from getting stale. You step off the bus and your feet crunch in the rime of frost covering the ground. You shiver in the cold. Okay, I'm really glad I took Cal's styling advice. That's my man, a genius in more ways than one. Channing puts a possessive arm around you. He leans in and you shiver as he growls in your ear. I would have warmed you up either way, just so you know. You notice several strangers staring at you. Some just look curious, but others looking at you with outright hostility. Don't lose your nerve, Tau. This is your chance to win over the other Alpha Taus here. Suddenly a handsome, burly guy bounds through the snow, grinning broadly at Channing. I was wondering when my grouchy ass was gonna show up. To your astonishment, Channing meets the guy's hug, embracing him tightly. Channing's smiling when he turns to you. Tal, meet Gale. He's a buddy of mine from Portland chapter. You hold out a hand for a handshake, but startle when he hugs you instead. Nice to meet you. You too, Tal. Channing's told me a lot about you over text. Channing growls and Gale rolls his eyes as he releases you from the hug. Right, sorry. I forgot we're supposed to pretend you aren't head over heels for this one. Your heart twists painfully at the implication of Gale's words. If Channing's so head over heels, why won't he just be with me? Gale, I think you're stimulating his feelings. Channing tenses at your side. Gale gives you a curious look. If that's really what you think, then Channing's been keeping more from you than I thought. With good reason. I love you, Gale, but I don't appreciate you airing my private thoughts. Okay, we'll drop the subject. There are more interesting subjects than Channing, anyway. For one thing, I need to give the newbie a tour. Come on, let's get you somewhere warm. Gale pulls open the front door and ushers you into a magnificent entrance hall. Floor-to-ceiling windows frame idyllic snowy fields and frost-tipped mountains in the distance. It's just as beautiful inside as it is outside. It's the Joel and Alpha Taus crown for sure. Come on over here and sit by the fire. He leads you to the giant stone hearth where several members from the other packs are gathered. As you approach, they eye you with suspicion, but when they see Gale, they smile and nod indifferently. Looks like Gale is more influential than his easygoing personality lets on. Noticing your surprise, Channing leans in and murmurs. Portland's the main Alpha Tau chapter. As their alpha, Gale's kind of the big boss. I never would have known. He's like a big puppy. I'm curious why... No, let's go with easygoing. You aren't easygoing too. If Gale's the Alpha Tau boss, shouldn't you follow his example? I'm sure you'd like that, but no. I respect Gale, but he's not my alpha. I don't bow to him or anyone. Yet you're more than happy bowing to your messed up legacy. Gale beckons you over to chat with him and the other Alpha Taus. Everyone, this is Woolsey's newest recruit. We know. We've heard about this one. The other Woolsey initiate told us all about her. Has Caleb been talking about me to the other Alpha Taus? What the hell has she been saying? Whatever you've heard about her is probably not true. Channing's intense gaze makes the other Alpha Taus shrink back. You watch the exchange, your mind racing. Channing can intimidate the Alpha Taus all he wants, but it won't make them accept us. Maybe I can find some way to get them to relax. A snowball fight could be fun. Are you serious? Hey, I know we were gonna put you by the fireplace and warm you up, but hey, psst, let's go have a snowball fight. during a really serious thing. Okay. While we're all waiting around, I think we should let loose a little. What would you say to a chapter versus chapter snowball fight? Gale and the other alpha towels look intrigued. Channing smirks wolfishly at you. I like the way you think. Let's give the other chapters some time to rally their pairs. Everyone forms teams of 2, and soon you're all laughing as you tumble outside into the snow-covered field behind the lodge. Okay, everyone, 5 minutes to make your snowballs. Team with the last person standing wins. As you and Channing furiously build an arsenal of snowballs, you notice people walking outside onto the deck to watch the show. I think we've got an audience. Yep, all eyes are on us, so we've got to win. Woolsey is up against Alpha Towels all over, including sunny Santiago, bustling Chicago, and snowy Buffalo. Well, sunny's the weak one, and between Buffalo and Chicago, that's a tough one. Who should we take out first? I'm thinking those guys from St. Louis. No way. We should focus on... San Antonio. Why? No real winter down there. They're snowball fight rookies, easier to pick off. Channing raises his eyebrows, impressed. Didn't realize you were such a snowball strategist. I'm not. I'm just in it to win it. As the other teams finish up their snowballs, Gale plays referee on the sidelines. Alright, if everyone's ready, let's get this started. 3, 2, 1. He blows a whistle and you're off. Channing stands and whips a snowball out across the field. Battle howls fill the air, along with a dizzying barrage of snowballs flying in every direction. How exactly do you win a snowball fight? I'm serious. The intensity of the battle takes you somewhat by surprise. Your friends cheer you on from the sidelines. Go Woolsey! Kick their asses, Tal. You stand to lob a missile at another team, and you see one of the Chicago Alphas take aim at snowball right at your head. Cal, get down. Duck, dodge, dive, dodge. You dodge out of the way of snowball, but lose your footing a bit. Channing catches you before you can fall, steadies you with his strong arm, smirking. Careful, I'd hate for you to get to mess up that pretty face. Roll your eyes, that is teasing, but can't help feeling a dizzying spark of arousal when he flashes a sharp-toothed grin. Hey, are you two gonna mess around all night, or are you gonna get back in the game? Oh, relax. We're coming. But, shh. The other Alpha Towels whistle appreciably your snarky reply. Channing smiles, looking proud. Careful not to mess with my woman. I'm the one the only one she lets order her around. You fight the butterfly that's stirring your stomach when he calls you my woman. Yeah, whatever. Just get back here and fight already. But when Channing starts to move towards them, you hold him back. Wait, we need a strategy. I think we should fight back to back. That way, no one will be able to sneak up on us. Fair point. Let's get him. You stand as one, back to back as you let loose a barrage of snowballs in every direction. Take this. And this. You work together seamlessly as a team. In a matter of minutes, you've taken out most of the competition. Nice strike, Tell. We're gonna win this thing. But, over his shoulder, you see someone aiming a snowball directly at his back. Tackle him. You leap on top of him, knocking him to the ground as the snowball soars over you. Whoa. The offending team swears in frustration. Channing grins at you and reaches to dust some snow from your cheek. Nice save. Who's returning the favor? You share a lingering smile, and you know you're not imagining Channing's gaze on your lips, but... Let's finish this. With San Antonio long since knocked out of the running, you and Channing advance on the remaining Alpha, teeth bared. Crap, I'm surrounded. Your opponent is helpless. You and Channing lob your final snowballs and secure your victory. And that's the game. Well done, Woolsey. The audience raucously applauds your win as you come together with all the other players to shake hands and laugh. Well played. Yes, that was a great game. Beats waiting around in the lodge forever. Exhausted, you all stumble back into the lodge and settle around the fireplace with hot cocoa. Other Halfos gather around. That was a hell of a time. Thanks for suggesting it, Tal. Channing wraps an arm around you and squeezes gently. What did I tell you? Tal's an alpha Tal through and through. I can't believe I'm thinking this now of all times, but I'm starting to think he's right. You're ejected. Get out. I'm sorry. But all good times must come to an end. Haha, see, foreshadowing. And you're summoned to a meeting later that night. You and Channing file into the already crowded meeting room where you join the other Woolsey Alphas. You notice an ancient-looking stone tablet resting at the center of the table. What does it say? Sensing your confusion, Channing speaks into your mind. It's an important werewolf artifact Alpha Tau's had it for generations. If Gale brought it all the way here, then this really must be serious. Great. Hopefully no one's planning to beat me to death with the thing. Don't give them ideas. Thank you all for coming. I know it was short notice, but it would be better to have this dialogue face-to-face. To start, I'll remind everyone of a very important tenet of our fraternity. When you take your oaths, you swear to be an alpha. Not a Woolsey alpha, not a Harvard alpha, an alpha, full stop. Werewolves tend to be territorial, it's in our nature. But no chapter should ever view another as their enemy. Alpha Tau fights together. You feel, for the first time in days, a little flicker of hope, and then... Those are some nice words. But some alphas here seem to have forgotten the oath to protect the packs. Nick, this is not the time. This is exactly the time. You know who I'm talking about. He's sitting in this room. Nick turns to directly look at Channing, who bares his teeth and growls a fierce warning. Right next to his little outsider girlfriend who put a target on her backs. You rise to your feet and ball your hands into fists. I get it, some of you don't trust me. But I... Remember, it's about the pack. To be frank, I don't know the rest of you. I'm not totally sure I trust you either. But the Woolsey Alphas have become a family to me. I'd never betray them. I'd do anything to prove that to the rest of you. Tal didn't conspire with the jerk who wrote the article. She'd never do that, and that's the final word. Satisfied. You have the nerve to ask me if I'm satisfied? We felt the ripples of that hit piece all the way to the flagstaff. Even if she didn't do it in the purpose, your newbie still endangered us all by letting a viper into our den. Enough. The entire room goes still when Calla leaps to her feet, snarling. Don't you dare accuse Woolsey of endangering the frat. You have no idea what that creep did to Tal. Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear any sass from an initiate, let alone a disgrace to our bloodline. Hey. Stunned as you are by Calla's defense, you find yourself getting angry on her behalf. Calla is twice the wolf you are. As much as I'd like to see her smear your guts all over the room, I'd back off if I were you. A gasp courses through the group. You meet Calla's fierce gaze, and a moment of understanding passes between you. Channing, what kind of alpha are you? You need to keep your initiates on a tighter leash. I'll tighten more than that if you don't shut the hell up. Stop. In full alpha temper, canines extending, Gale bangs his hand against the table. Everyone goes silent. This infighting is exactly what I'm talking about. It's a dangerous distraction we can't afford right now. Yes, the article is concerning, but I've talked to Channing. I've gotten the facts, and I believe Tal had nothing to do with it. Then why are we here? I thought we were here to discuss kicking me out of the fraternity. That would be beyond extreme. I trust Channing to sort out his own chapter affairs. The truth is, I brought you all here to discuss a series of poisonings targeting Alpha Taus. A shudder courses through the room. You meet Lupe and Asher's gazes, and they both shrug. Several members of our fraternity have become gravely ill. 3 have died. And all were found with silver or wolfsbane in their bloodstream. Your heart pounds painfully. Glance at Channing, only to find him looking as stunned as you feel. Basically, the hit piece is just that. One of the victims was from Flagstaff, my pack, so excuse me for worrying about other outsiders in our dens. How well do you know her, Channing? How do you know she hasn't planted by hunters just to kill you? The accusation lands like a bomb. Chaos erupts all over the room as your friends stand and shout angrily in your defense. How dare you? Tell would never do that. To your surprise, members of the other packs also jump to your defense. I know you're hurting, Nick, but that's a hell of an accusation. You shouldn't just say stuff like that with no proof. Protest all you want, but I know you're all thinking the same thing. Tal is obviously behind all the poisonings. I want her gone or dead. Shock silence reigns as Channing rises to his feet, his teeth bared, his pupils narrowed to feral slits. I sat by, took your insults, but to threaten my mate right in front of me. You see his hands shaking as his body struggles to contain his seething rage. You clearly have a death wish. Let's settle this the way our ancestors would with a brawl. Fine. I accept your challenge. A fierce howl goes up from the assembled Alpha, and as Gale frantically tries to restore order, Channing turns and storms from the room. Channing, wait! You run after him as he crashes out the door, down the hall, into his room. He's seething, basing, gnashing his teeth. What the hell was that? What's a brawl? A werewolf duel. A fight to restore the honor of a pack. What is this, the Middle Ages? Channing punches into his dresser, shattering it. You flinch when he turns on you, fangs extending. That bastard threatened your life. He's lucky I didn't rip out his throat right there, then and there. Channing, I'm not scared of him. Good. Then you shouldn't be scared of when I beat him to a pulp tomorrow. Hang on, you're losing control. There's nothing you can say to change my mind, Tal. I'm fighting that bastard. He doesn't get to demean the person I care about more than anything in the world and get away with it. Oh, so this is the only way you confess your feelings. His words pierce you like a lance to the chest. You watch him as he struggles to regulate his breathing. The person you care about more than anything in the world is me? He inhales shakily and grips the edge of his nightstand for support. Yes. Step in front of him and grip his face. You can look him in the eyes. He looks wild, utterly undone. There's an undeniable spark of desire in his fierce yellow eyes, and you find yourself drawn to it. The diamond choice is literally, and it says, I think we both need this. We'll see how this goes. Remember, I have to be careful because of YouTube. You meet Channing's gaze for a long moment, hoping it's enough to convey your understanding. Channing, with an inhuman snarl, he surges forward and catches your lips in a heated kiss. You moan against his mouth. But Channing's hand roams over your waist and hips as he urges you backward towards the bed. Pauses when your calves hit the mattress. Tal. A shadow passes his face for a moment, shakes his head, looking angry with himself. We shouldn't while you're still human. I don't want to hurt you. Channing, I trust you. Pick up his face and kiss his cheek gently, making him groan. You won't hurt me, I know it. He exhales shakily, then kisses you once, twice, 3 times on the lips. Just tell me if it gets to be too much. You nod, and he begins tearing at your clothing. You've stood naked in front of him a half dozen times, but this somehow feels new, raw. He kisses every inch of your exposed skin as he divests you of your clothes, and you do the same to him. God, tell you. He runs his fingers down your bare back, making you shiver. You press a trail of kisses along the muscled line of his shoulder, worshipping him in kind. Imagine how I feel about you. I never thought someone so beautiful, so strong could exist. Channing makes a pained noise and brings your mouth to his as he eases you back down onto the bed. Your heart pounds when he all but tears off your panties and frees your already glistening arousal. He removes your bra and kisses the swell of your breasts almost reverently. Just so you know, whatever we do here isn't going to change my mind about kicking Nick's ass. I know. Now shut up and kiss me. With a wild laugh, Channing leans in to kiss you on the lips. You cling to him as his tongue meets yours. I don't want to talk about anyone else right now. Noted. The kiss deepens and you find yourself desperate for a breath, but more desperate still not to break this moment. His hands travel, or your hands travel along Channing's back, shoulders, savoring the heat of his skin beneath your touch. You throw back your head and gasp when his hands travel between your legs. Ruh-roh. This pretty much sums it all up. So that was the first time we, yeah. He rolls over to gaze at your face, looking uncharacteristically unsure, and you smile. I wish we'd done it a long time ago. He grins and drops kisses everywhere he can reach. Then he yawns. I don't know about you, but I'm beat. We should settle in and sleep. You realize he's inviting you to sleep here with him. You flush pleasantly. Okay, but we're talking later. I haven't forgot what you said about me being the most important person to you. I wouldn't expect you to, and it's true. I know I come with a lot of baggage, but I need you to at least know that. Satisfied, you crawl under the covers and cuddle up with Channing. That's enough for me. For now. Before you can settle into sleep, you murmur something to Channing. You don't need to do this to fight Nick. I don't want to see you hurt. With a contemplative hum, Channing kisses your forehead. I know I don't have to, but I want to. For me and for us. It's that thought that plagues you through an unsteady sleep. Interesting. Well, that was short, sweet, and included most of the Bound Chicka Wow Wow. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description of the video. Plenty of things to check out there, and ways to support the channel, support my work, and then also ways to become an intricate part of this community and this family. So, with that being said, called it, first and foremost, in regards to the whole Channing having feelings, and, you know, there's just walls, right? Sometimes it takes something big to make someone show how they feel, especially when they're having a hard time or struggling with things to say or do or whatever have you. And sometimes it actually takes something like this, right? Yeah, that's about the gist of it. So, you know, at least you know his true feelings about you, which really wasn't a shocker, right? Figuring these books and these way the things they play out. So really, no one should be shocked by that. Okay. Aside from that, once again, thank you all for watching. Excuse me. Yes, still literally sick. Like what? 3 weeks later or so. Thank you all once again for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.